Thank you.
It's your first time in Georgia?
First time in Georgia.
Okay. So, first I want to tell you the short story of our company. The name Schuchmann comes from the owner's surname. He is German businessman, retired engineer, who traveled here in Georgia in 2006. And he liked the country and the nature and people. We are very hospitable people. Yeah, so decided to make business here. And because Georgia is considered as a homeland of wine, he decided to make wine business here. At first, he bought some vineyards on the foot of Caucasian mountains. You see the Caucasian mountains, yeah. And he wanted to build a chateau there too and cellar, but during constructions they found these remains of clay pots where we make wines, and ancient Georgians make wines in this kind of clay pots. Yeah, so this means that the site had archaeological meaning, so they could not build. And later they found this exact cellar. This cellar was already existed with the name of Vinotera. So wine we produce here, we call it Vinotera wines, and the classical wines, which we produce in European ways, we call it Schuchmann wines. You can see this. Some of the clay pots are 2 meters deep, yeah, and before harvesting, before making wine, every year we have to wash them. So a man climbs down to wash, and we never use chemicals because you know clay is natural, yeah, only water and plastic tools. But in ancient times, people use this kind of sticks. Yeah, these are barks of cherry tree, and when it's wet, it's like a sponge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's softened.
Can I touch it?
Sure, sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and these kind of tools as well, so twigs of bushes with sharp ends to remove the remains of grapes. Yeah. And it takes about 4 hours to clean each clay pot.
Oh.
Yes, they clean up with water until the water is like drinking water.
Okay.
Yes, and then the harvest begins. It's at the beginning of September. We pick the grapes by hand. Local people pick. We hire local people and carry with tractors or some kind of big vehicles here. Then special machine squeezes the grapes and removes stems, because stems give some unpleasant taste to wine. Yes, and put the grapes, the squeezed grapes, here in clay pots. And fermentation starts immediately. We do not add anything. You know, the sugar which is in grapes converts into alcohol and carbon dioxide, which is natural gas, but this carbon dioxide lost in the atmosphere. Alcohol stays. We only stir 3 or 4 times a day with these sticks.
Okay. So no sugar is added?
No, nothing. Yeah.
Okay. So when you say you know, I want to have sweet wine.
Yeah, our sweet.
So
we have semi-sweet, but not in traditional ways. We have classical wines.
Okay.
Yeah, because we cannot control.
So these are red wine.
Not only red wine, white wine as well. When about 1 month, the wine is ready. And in the case of white wine, we leave them in this clay pot. Just put this kind of stones and then sand, and leave them about 9 months.
Okay.
But in case of red wine, after fermentation ends, we plump out the red wine and put it in the French oak barrels. For aging, about 1 year.
Okay.
You know, at the ancient times, before machines, they used this kind of places. This is today for demonstration, just to squeeze by feet. You see in movies, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. You get inside. And okay.
See the real rubber boots there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
If you don't have any questions, we can continue to another cell.
We can.
Here.
Be careful. You can smell the wine.
These are the French oak pearls which I mentioned,
Okay.
aging red wine.
Those ones.
Yeah,
Okay. Is it natural cooling or air conditioning?
natural, natural.
It's very cool.
Yeah, because
It's like-
it's underground.
Just like air conditioning.
No, believe me.
Right? It's very cool.
Yeah. In a traditional way, we produce only dry wines.
Dry ones.
Yeah. Here we produce sparkling wine as well, but it's not for export, just for some celebrations.
Oh,
And
sparkling
we do
wine.
not sell the
Okay.
sparkling wines. So, to make sparkling wine, we use two kinds of fermentation. At first, we make wine with classical way, modern way. When we put the wine in these bottles and add some yeast and sugar for another fermentation, then close the bottles and put in these racks to this position, upright position, and time by time we turn the bottles round. Fermentation starts, so it makes alcohol and carbon dioxide, which has this why sparkling wine has natural bubbles.
Okay.
Yeah, when the yeast settles on the top of bottle, we put the bottles and take out bottles and put in this kind of fridge.
Okay.
Yes, this is special fridge where the yeast is frozen, and when we open the bottles, the frozen ice cube of yeast flushes out. And when we put the normal corks and wire, and sparkling wine is ready.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the owner's collection.
Okay.
And what are those barrels for?
For red wine, aging red wine. Yeah. But be careful, there is wet and
Yeah.
sometimes.
What are these tanks?
These are for cleaning water,
Oh.
not for wine. This is the wine cellar.
Yeah.
Here we produce about 80% of all the wines. It's a full equipped cellar. We can control the temperature here, so we can, by cooling it, we can stop the fermentation. So the wine has more sweetness and less alcohol. These are semi-dry, semi-sweet wines.
So the cask which you see there, that is the first step, and then it comes here, something like that?
No, in this case, we use only grape juice.
Okay.
In clay pots, we use seeds and skin of
Okay,
grapes.
okay.
But here we use only juice. When we squeeze the grapes, only juice put in these tanks.
Okay.
Stainless steel. Yeah. That's why the color of the classical wines are a bit pale.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we produce as red. If you don't have any questions, we can go upstairs and taste wine.
Sure.
Here's the place.